If you're in the US retiring with a pension, then this video is for you. Imagine you spent 30, maybe 35 years showing up, doing the work, and now there's this letter sitting on your kitchen table regarding your pension, and it's asking you to make the single biggest financial decision of your entire life in the next 30 days. And the terrifying part, almost nobody around you actually understands it. Here's something that'll make you stop in your tracks. AARP reports that more than half of Americans over 50 are worried that they won't have enough money to last through retirement. And a big part of that confusion is around things like pensions and Social Security. And once you make a pension choice, in most cases, that decision is permanent. You can't go back. Today, I'm walking you through what that decision actually means, the part that nobody's telling you, because I watch way too many people get this wrong. And I refuse to let that be you. If you're new here, I'm Jason.
I am Darawi.
We retired early at 39. And I know, retired at 39 sounds like something that people say on the internet. But right now, we're standing here on Koh Rong Island in Cambodia. This is part of our 5-month trip here in Southeast Asia for the whole winter. And I promise you, this is real life. On this channel, I break down how ordinary people build extraordinary retirements, often much earlier than they ever thought was possible, including us. I should note, we're not financial advisors, so we're not telling you what you should do. We're just here to warn you about the types of things that you should be thinking about when making crucial retirement decisions. Okay, so let me tell you about my friend Diane. Diane, she was a school nurse for 28 years. Like, quiet, steady, the kind of person who knew every single kid's name and never ever called in sick. When she turned 61, she got the letter, her pension letter. And when she called me, her voice was shaking. Not because she was sad, actually, she was just completely overwhelmed. Her pension was giving her 2 paths. Path 1, a lump sum payout. You know, a big number, the kind of number that just, well, it sounds like freedom when you first hear it. Path 2, a monthly check for the rest of her life. And every single person in her life, her son, her neighbor, her coworker who knows about money, every one of them, they said the exact same thing. Take the lump sum, invest it, you'll do better. And Diane, she almost did it. She was like 3 days away from signing. But here's what nobody told her. And this is the part that I really need you to hear right now. Your pension, it's not just a pile of money. It's something, it's something way more powerful and way more rare than that. Think about it this way. Your pension is basically a government-backed income stream that cannot go broke. It can't crash. It doesn't care what the stock market's doing on some random Tuesday morning. Through something called the Pension Benefit Guaranty Corporation, your pension is federally protected up to a certain monthly amount. That kind of security, you literally can't buy that on Wall Street. You just can't. When Diane finally saw her pension, what it actually was, not just a number, but a lifetime income floor, everything just shifted for her. Okay, so real quick, if you're getting something out of this, go ahead and subscribe. You'll get stuff like this every week. Now, here's where it gets really important, and this is honestly the piece that changes everything. Like how you see your whole retirement picture. When Diane actually sat down and looked honestly at her fixed monthly expenses, her mortgage, her utilities, car payment, insurance, groceries, the essentials, the stuff that doesn't go away no matter what, she realized something kind of stunning. Her pension combined with her Social Security would cover every single one of those expenses with room to breathe. Think about what that actually means. The lights stay on, the house is still hers, the fridge is full, no matter what the market does, no matter what happens with inflation next year, no matter what. And I keep coming back to this thing that AARP said. One of the biggest fears that retirements report, it isn't death. It's running out of money before they die. And yet, here's Diane sitting on basically this system that basically guaranteed her floor would never collapse. and she almost walked away from it. I mean, a lot of people do exactly that. They see the lump sum number and their eyes go wide, and they start dreaming about what they could do with it. And I get it. I mean, I genuinely completely understand that pull. And for some people, the lump sum may indeed be the best option. But let me ask you something honestly. Could you manage that lump sum perfectly through every market crash, every health scare, every family emergency for the next 25 to 30 years without ever once making an emotional decision with it? Because that's what take the lump sum and invest it actually requires. Now, here's where Diane's story gets really interesting. And this is where most people completely miss this golden opportunity. She retired at 61. Her full pension benefit didn't kick in until 63. And she chose to wait on Social Security until 67 to lock in the bigger monthly payment for the rest of her life. Those years in between, that gap, that's what I call the bridge window. And it's honestly one of the most valuable and unused planning opportunities in all of retirement. Diane, she used her 403B, her workplace retirement account, to cover her expenses during that window. But the smart part, she didn't just spend it down blindly. She converted chunks of it into a Roth IRA, which means that she paid taxes on it now at a lower rate, so that money will grow completely tax-free for the rest of her life. Once her pension and Social Security kick in fully, her income jumped, and so did her tax rate. But that conversion window, it just closed. But she already moved a significant amount of her savings into tax-free territory. That's a move that could save tens of thousands of dollars over retirement. But you can only do it if you understand the timing. Now, I have to bring up something that nobody really wants to talk about at the kitchen table. Diane, she's single, but a lot of you watching this aren't. And if you're married, there's a decision inside your pension decision that carries enormous emotional weight. Single life benefit, you get the maximum monthly payout. But when you're gone, it stops. Your spouse gets nothing from it. Joint survivor benefit, you take a smaller monthly check, but it keeps paying your spouse after you're gone. I had another friend, a retired firefighter named Marcus, who almost chose the single life benefit because the monthly difference was around like $400. And I mean, $400 a month, that's real money. It is. But when he actually worked through what would happen to his wife, Carol, if he died first, and she was left with just her small Social Security check, trying to cover a $60,000 annual cost of living, the picture was devastating. She'd be draining her savings during the hardest emotional period of her life, potentially running out, potentially depending on her kids. Marcus chose the joint survivor option, and he told me afterwards, that $400 a month doesn't mean anything if Carol isn't okay. Now, here's something equally important that most financial conversations just skip right over. That's inflation. See, a lot of private sector pensions have zero cost of living adjustments, none. Which means that that check that you get at 63 is the exact same number that you'll get at 83. But the prices, they won't be the same. Groceries, medication, utilities, they'll all cost way more. Every year, that pension check covers a little bit less of your actual life. And according to data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, inflation can quietly erode your purchasing power by 30 to 40% over a 20-year retirement. That's not a small thing. That's the difference between comfort and real struggle in your 80s. Now, for Diane, thankfully, she factored this in. Her investment accounts, the money beyond her guaranteed floor, she actually invested those more aggressively than most people her age would expect. Because she could afford to. Her floor was covered. That growth money wasn't paying her electric bill. It was building a buffer against the slow creep of inflation over the next 2 or 3 decades. And this is why I see people get backwards all the time. Someone's got a solid pension and Social Security. They're already heavily weighted towards safe, stable income. And then they turn around, put everything else in bonds and conservative funds too. They're doubling down on safety in a place where they don't actually need it. Meanwhile, inflation is quietly winning. Your guaranteed income, that's your safety net. Your investment accounts, that's your future. treat them differently. All right, so let me pull this all together for you with something simple and concrete. Step 1, write down your fixed monthly expenses. Not a full budget, not the non-negotiables, the stuff that has to get paid no matter what. Step 2, add up your guaranteed monthly income, pension plus Social Security. That's your floor. Step 3, if that floor covers at least 80% of your fixed expenses, you're in a position that most Americans never reach. You have something real, something powerful. Don't give it up by chasing a number on a statement. And step 4, look at the gap years between when you stop working and when all your benefits actually kick in. That bridge window is where the smart decisions get made. I'm talking about Roth conversions, strategic withdrawals, tax positioning. That's where the real game is played, honestly. Diane called me about 6 months after she started collecting her pension. She said, I sleep now. I actually sleep. See, 28 years of showing up every single day, that pension, that's the payoff. Understand what it's worth before you decide what to do with it. And look, again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not here to tell you what to do with your money. Your situation is yours, you know? What I'm saying is, get the full picture first. Understand every piece of this before you make an irreversible decision. Seriously, thank you guys for watching. These videos only happen because of people like you. If you want more retirement stuff like this, watch this next. I'll see you in the next one.